Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. I have been off of Facebook for a while now. So I am dipping my toes back into it and getting myself back out there. I've been making rounds and I've done a lot since I created this group. I created this group back in December. This is actually a small branch of a much larger project that I've been working on called PANDO. PANDO is a professional networking group that is a 5-tiered network. It provides free mental health care, free education, social networks, entertainment, and also, I can't remember what else there was. I think it was community. And there's a lot of educational resources that focuses on making sure your network works for you. This is a campaign that I'm really pushing forward. I absolutely love this concept. Networking is it's not a new concept, not at all. It is a very ancient concept, but the philosophy and the theory behind networking is absolutely there's a lot of information that's just not available on it. Now, when you get into networking, there's a whole lot of stuff on the internet that talks about networking, but I'm talking about a much deeper level. I am talking about the actual physics and psychology that goes on a sociological level of societal networking. This is absolutely non-existent everywhere in the world. It is called power economics, and it was and is buried in the educational system of ancient Greece. That is where all of my education comes from, and oh boy did I dig this out. So in ancient Greece, they were geniuses in the aspect of they knew to connect physics and economics and psychology and merge them all together into one subject. This is power economics. So you can see how a human being interacts, and when a human being interacts with another human, there's a lot of physics, there's a lot of emotional energy and force that is taking place there that people just don't know about. Physicists absolutely do not study psychology, and psychologists only study Freudian psychology, and economists don't study psychology, sociology, or physics. So as a result, there's a lot of disconnect happening between all of these different subjects that philosophers knew when you merge these subjects together, you get a really powerful cocktail and a completely different creature called the lost science of comprehension. So that when you start networking with this in mind, it completely changes the network game. It's very powerful stuff. This stuff is also fused by the 12 ethics, which is the core of all of my work. So when I built this group 6 months ago, it was with PANDO in mind. PANDO is the world's most ancient, oldest living organism. When you look at PANDO, it looks like a grove of 40,000 trees located in the Midwest. I believe it's in Ohio. And it looks like 40,000 trees of aspen trees, a forest. In point of fact, every tree represents a sapling from a greater root underneath. The greater root is a single unified root, which is the mother core of the aspen tree, singular. And every one of those trees in the forest is actually a sapling from that one root. This is very much representative of how organisms and networks work. It is one and all and many. And human beings are 100% identical to the PANDO structure located in Ohio. When scientists analyzed it, their data came back saying that it was an 800,000-year-old tree. And other resources said that it was 60,000. They've been all over the place. Bottom line, and they said this, there was no way to measure how old this tree is. They just don't know, but it is recorded as the oldest living organism in the world. Human beings are identical to a sapling that is connected by the electromagnetic field of the earth, which is Mother Nature. And the energy that flows through each and every one of us, force, is 100% linked to Mother Nature. Mother Nature serves as that one root, just like PANDO, and every one of us is a sapling. It is absolutely advanced quantum physics. It is amazing stuff. And when you see two people come together in a network, you start to see how that physics absolutely plays a role. It plays a role in how we trade resources. It plays a role in how we connect, how we have relationships, how we completely take in power, authority exchange. It's how we do everything. If an individual is disconnected, what that actually means in the terms of power economics, it means they are completely isolated from the PANDO unit. It means they are completely isolated and disconnected from the network, which is why a person who is disconnected is incapable of feeling much of anything from other people. So we are all of us, every single one of us is driven to connect. We seek that connection. This is a connection that is not easily obtained. It is without the knowledge, I need to say. If you are unfamiliar how to connect without the proper physics and without the proper order of operations with the right sequencing, you're not going to connect back up to the unit. During COVID, well, it completely obliterated the majority of the network. And that's where we felt the immediate disconnect that occurred in 2020. And within 2021, we were all screaming for connection and humanity again. And it's because the pandemic in 2020 literally completely disintegrated what remained of that network. So my agenda with this network, with PANDO, is actually to educate people how to reconnect properly using physics, what exactly is going on, which is the same information that was taught way back in ancient Greece in their educational system, and how to reconnect and connect people back up. Now, when you understand how this works on that networking level, what ends up happening, this is extraordinary, what ends up happening is this is information that carries over in relationships, teaching, psychology, healing, coaching, businesses. 100% of everything you do with another human person will be applied to this concept. It is very powerful information. In addition to that, it is such a powerful thing because it's naturally the way we are supposed to be, that when people access it, they absolutely feel the difference. And it's such a refreshing, nutritional chunk of information. I call it nutritional knowledge. That when people experience it, they walk away with this mind blow. Oh my God, that is like, oh my God, that is exactly what I need. And that is the energy they are looking for that they get when they connect to a proper healthy network. The question is, how do you connect to a network? And this is where you really, it's basically the second ethic where you have to be open to receive. But in order to do that, there are prerequisites that are required to be in place for being open to receive. Vulnerability does not mean weakness. There is a term I like to use referred to as the delusional mindset, which is basically the overall mindset that our society has been encased in. And the delusional mindset comes with delusional definitions. By the way, delusion means dangerous illusion. Look it up. It means a dangerous illusion. It does not mean the gaslighting term that people have said it means, not at all. It means that you have a belief that is dangerous. Dangerous illusion, delusion. So when you have that delusion mindset, what ends up happening is the concept of vulnerability, which does not mean a weakened state. What it means is open to receive. And if anything, it requires significant strength and courage to be open to receive. It is a very, very powerful, strong state of mind to be vulnerable. It is something that if you are weak, you will not be able to attain. In fact, quite the opposite. If you do not embrace vulnerability, it absolutely holds you back and it does weaken you. Literally, being vulnerable is the opposite of weakness. It's extraordinary. It takes great courage and great strength to be vulnerable. So if anything, vulnerable means strengthened. And when you connect, when you open yourself to receive that kind of a connection, it strengthens and empowers you on such a level, which is something you experience when you network. I am a firm believer that narcissists seeking to divide and conquer and deteriorate and destroy connection change the meaning of the word vulnerable to weak so that it would deter their victims from actually seeking it out. That is one of many, many magic tricks that they love to use to manipulate people. I have the whole list on my website. So I am returning. I am warming back up my communities and my network. I am putting myself out there by example, and I am opening myself up again. If you are ready for the next action in this chain reaction, click on the link in the comments and follow the next link to the trail. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.